Well guys, as you can see, I'm not on the beach, I'm in the camper van. I'm about to drive down to Shoreham, and the plan is to fish tomorrow, so I'm going to drive down tonight in the van, sleep in the van, and hopefully get up nice and early so I can be on the beach not much after first light tomorrow morning. And then the idea is that's going to be just after low tide, fish the tide up, and hopefully there'll be a decent bit of tide run and a few fish about. We're hoping the Plaice turn up. I say we, because I'm meeting my friends down there tomorrow, Becky and Aaron, and hopefully we'll have a good session, get some fish on camera for you. But in the meantime, let's take a look around the van. So here I am down the back of the van. It's a VW Transporter, long wheelbase, and I went for a long wheelbase van because there's a lot more space for your fishing rods and fishing tackle in here. Thanks to Wayne Hand, the shore hunter, for steering me in the right direction. My previous camper van was a short wheelbase, and it was a bit of a faff getting the fishing tackle in and out, especially with the layout that van had. But this van is a fishing wagon. It's a camper van as well, and it's got to serve the family as well as the fishing needs. What's more important? Fishing needs could well be. Yeah, so we're down the back here. We got a nice little bed, blinds all around. So hopefully I can get some peace and quiet at night. I'll just pop these back up. And where's the fishing tackle, you might ask? Well, when we had this van built, it was a conversion we had done. We got to choose a lot of the details about how it was going to be finished. We made sure that the fishing rods and the box was going to fit in. So let's have a look at how we achieved that. I'll be back in a sec. Well guys, I've come outside the van now, and we're going to take a look at the back and see how we get these fishing rods in. So just walk around there with me. Ooh, just turn you around. There we go, let's go down to the back of the van. I'm just going to swing the boot open and I'll talk you through what I mean. So let's go inside. So this here is my rod bag, and you can hopefully see that the latch slides through under the seat. So we had it so that there's no panel on the back here, well there is, but there's one you can remove. And at the front of the seat there's a door you can open, so the rods slide right through. And also a feature of this bed here is that it's on glide rails. That means we can move it backwards and forwards within the van, creating more space at the back or less space at the back, depending on how we want it to work. And this part of the bed here, it does move up and down. And when the bed is flat, it's actually slightly raised at the moment. When this is flat, the seat box still slides in underneath the bed with space. And because we can move the seat forward, the backrest on the seat box can actually fit just behind where the bed comes to. So there we go guys, there's a little overview introducing you to the van. I'm going to carry on getting it loaded up so I can head off down to the beach, and next time you see me I'll be somewhere else. Catch you in a bit. Well guys, I've just made it to Shoreham, parked up, and it's still daylight, so we're going to take a walk over to the beach and we'll check out what the sea looks like, ready for tomorrow. See you in a second. Right, let's get on down to the beach. Get out the van and we're going to take a look at what the sea looks like. Sorry if the sound quality is a bit lower than normal. My dedicated mics are in my box, ready for tomorrow, to make sure they're fully charged when we're fishing. Anyway, let's get down to the beach. Nearly there. Find out in a minute if there's anyone fishing here. See if they caught anything. This one guy here looks like he's been lure fishing. Different sort of fishing is what we'll be doing tomorrow. Look at that. It's glorious. Absolutely glorious down here. There we go, just spoke to the guy who's been fishing. He said he only come down to get out of the house. But I'll spin you around in a second. You can take a look at the sea, but it's absolutely stunning down there today. And it's supposed to be even nicer tomorrow when we're going to be fishing. But it doesn't look like there's anyone set up on the beach, as far as I can see. But it's a weekday evening. In fact, yeah, there's some people fishing quite a long way down to the to the west of me. Too far to walk down to see if they caught anything. But look, take a look at this. Let's go and check out how clear the water is. Wow. Since I was down there the other day, it looks like there's been a lot of dump come down on the beach. There's quite a big mound of shingle. Let me turn around so you can just see. But hopefully that comes out all right. But yeah, it looks like there's been some waves pounding this beach. I'll just lower you down, you might be able to see better. That certainly disturbed the shingle a lot since I was fishing down here in my blank in my last session. But maybe that stirred things up a bit. Maybe that's going to get the fish feeding. It might have released a bit of food if it stirred up the bottom. But let's take a look at this. Glorious. Right guys, so that's the evening excursion down the beach. The sun's almost set. It's time for me to go and sort out myself in the van, get a cup of tea and make sure I'm chilled out and ready for the night ahead. My friends are coming down tonight as well, so we're all going to be sleeping down here. You know, safety in numbers and all. But yeah, I'll see you in a bit. Good morning. It's 5:10. It's time for me to start getting up, get out, walk down to the beach. So I'll see you when I'm a little bit more awake, and then I'll get the jet boil on, get a cup of tea. Definitely needed. Too early. See you later. Well, as you can see, we're finally on Shoreham Beach, and I've got my rods put together, got my shouter up, but the first thing I'm going to do is get a cup of tea on. When you've been sleeping in a van all night, there's nothing like a bit of caffeine to get you going. We're half an hour or so after low tide, so I'm not in any rush to get the baits out. We've got a good 5.5 hours till high tide, which is at about 11:30 this morning. The sea is flat as a pancake. Soon enough it's going to be 20 degrees down here, and I'll be going back to the van to take a few of these layers off that I'm currently wearing. Oops. See, I haven't even taken the bottom off the jet boil. Definitely in need of that cup of tea. Anyway, I'll get cracking with my brew and I'll bring you back when we're ready to start getting some rigs out. Catch you in a bit. Well, the tea is brewing, so let's take a look at the bait. I've got it all in my big cool box today. What's the most important thing? Chipolatas. Yes. Can have some food later. What else? What's the next bait? Bit of bacon. Got it all today. Milk. There is bait in here as well. We have 6 wraps of fresh lug. Let's take a look at some of these beauties. Look at those. Beautiful Plaice baits. Becky brought those down for me this morning. She's just fishing up there next to me. So she brought me down 6 wraps of lug. And also in here we got some frozen razors in the box and a bag of mussels that were frozen yesterday, but perhaps not so much now. Right, I'll get them out because they're dripping everywhere. Just clean that liquid out my cool box. I don't really want mussel juice going on my bacon. There we go. So that's the bait. I'll get it all packed away again, keep it cold, and get set up. We have an absolutely glorious sunrise. Cheers, everyone. Let's hope for a good day's fishing. So what about rigs for the day? Rigs for the day. Let's have a look what we got. I'm definitely going to use a 2-hook loop rig. I might have a couple of those. Got some. Right, we're going to go with clip down earth. I've got a couple in there, so I'll pick one out in a minute. And I think that's my 2-hook loop rigs. Nope. Get there in a minute. 2-hook loops. These have got 18-inch snoods, 60-pound Zen and rig body. And that's 25-pound Tronics float fluorocarbon. That's a 0.41 diameter and a size 2 saltwater champions from Varivas. Put my bar rigs back. There's a couple of those in there. We're going to go with 2 of them and 1 of these clip down earths, which has got also the same hook, size 2 saltwater champion. Oops, I've got 2 of them there. A little bit of tangling. There we go. And shall we go with the wishbone one? No, we'll go with the single hooker. If there's a lot of fish around and distance isn't really key, I might switch over to a wishbone one. Let's take a look at the snood length on this. I think I've made these ones quite short. If I haven't, I'll probably make it shorter because, I don't know, I just fancy short snoods today. Let's have a look. Yeah. So as I thought, that's about an 18-inch snood. And we got 3 pop-ups on there from Tronics Pro. There's one of these oval ones that grips the line, and that's also got a little rubber stop above it. And a cherry pop-up and a lime green pop-up, all topped off with a sequin. There we go. To hold the bait in place. The little earth bar at the top with a splashdown on the bottom. So we get this one set up first, get that chucked out. The loop rigs, if you've watched my other videos, it's just my standard 18-inch 2-hook loop rig. The last video I put up, I was using one of these as well, so I won't go through that today. Try and mix it up a little bit, you know, don't want to be too samey. But I do like to go through the rigs I'm using because I think that's quite important to whether you're catching or not. I used to use a bit more variety in my rigs and I got a bit lazy, to be honest. Right, stick a 5-ounce grip on here to start with. There we have it. I'll make sure it's not going to escape the splashdown just by bending that back a little bit. There we go. Right, that's not going to get out of there. So there we have that. We could put some fresh black lug on that. Try without bait elastic to start with. Although obviously when I use those mussels I brought with me, which I will do in a bit, when the tide comes in a little bit, because I haven't got many with me, I'll pace myself with them. I'll need bait elastic for those. So we're going to top and tail the worm. This beautiful fresh lug. There we are. That helps let the scent out. Give it a quick slap. Toughen it up. So there we go. We get this on a bait needle because it's easier to put on the hook that way. Just find my needle. Bait needle. Tail first. Oh, wrong bait needle. That's my thick one. My Shore Hunter bait needle, that is. That I got off Wayne, which is brilliant for when you want to use, I'm having trouble finding it, fish baits. I don't say I've lost my bait needle. I've lost my favourite bait needle. Oh well. I've got a spare one here that's a bit shorter. Right, bait needle. Tail of the worm on first. This is toughened up nice. Slide that up. There we are. Beautiful worm. And we're just going to pop this on the hook and then make sure we set our bait stop in the right place. So we'll get that on there. There might actually be a size 4 hook on there, not a size 2 like I said. Slide the pop-ups up so they're just touching that worm, so it sits nice and straight so it flies through the air nicely. And we get that in the splashdown. Clip that up. This is where I wish I was younger and didn't need the glasses that were so strong. I can't see what I'm doing close up. Ah, you see what I mean? I can't see what I'm doing. Right, try that again. Pop that in. If you're young, appreciate your eyesight while you got it. There we are, all clipped up. So that is now ready to be launched out for the Plaice. Catch you in a second. Well, we're going to get this whacked out. Hopefully we'll pick up that Plaice. I say that in a lot of my videos, don't I? And they really haven't been around in numbers yet. But today, the conditions are absolutely perfect. We've got a decent tide. We've got glorious weather. Check the mags. So hopefully they're going to be here. And there's 3 of us fishing, so we've got 3 times the chance. We're not going to go all out on the first chuck. I haven't wet the line yet, so we're going to do a nice gentle cast and get these out. There we are. And the most important thing is the baits are out and we're fishing. Let's hope for a fantastic day. And let's face it, we couldn't ask for better weather. It is stunning. Good news, guys. I've only got 1 rod out. Aaron has chucked out about 10 minutes before me. Just reeled in a double shot. 1 Plaice, 1 dog. We're looking good. Well, guys, we definitely need to get these baits out now. Aaron's had those fish. But there we go. That is the 2-hook loop rig loaded with fresh lug, clipped down in splashdown. And we've got a 5-ounce aero lead there from Shorecast doing the business at that end. So we're going to get these out, see if we can get in on the action. Time to do a bit of baiting up. We're going to do lug and mussel cocktail on one of my hooks. So I've got my bait needle. I'm going to slide one of these lug on, which is the tail end. Yeah, that end. Tail first. Slide that on. And it's going to be lug tipped with mussel. I'll just put my other lug down there because this is a 2-hook rig. I'm going to put this on the bottom hook because it's going to be a slightly larger bait. So by putting it on the bottom hook, it's going to be tucked in behind the lead and it'll be a bit more streamlined than if I put the bigger bait at the top. While I'm getting this lug on, just in other news, Becky's landed a dogfish as well on her first cast. Right, so I've slid that worm up. So the top of the worm, the bottom of the worm, whichever way around it is, the top in this image, but the bottom when it's that way, is just on the eye of the hook, and I'm hoping that's going to leave a bit of space for some mussels. So now I'm going to get my Tronics Pro scissors here, and they've got a shell crusher on. I'm going to get 3 mussels, and what I'm going to do is put that in the shell crusher, and we're just going to crush the shell so we can get the mussel out. There we go. Pick these bits of shell off, being careful not to cut your fingers because they are a little bit sharp. Alright, chuck those away. And get that out the shell and get all that meat out. So there, we've got the mussel meat. So I'm just going to do that to 2 more mussels and I'll bring you back. Right, so I've shelled 3 mussels. I'm going to get this tool, which has got 3 prongs on it there. And we're going to get our mussels and we're just going to push them onto the prongs. And it's going to form a bit of a lump. Squidgy, horrible things. Little bait tools like this make using mussels much more straightforward. And now we're going to need some bait elastic. So this is the Baitex bait elastic. It's my favourite bait elastic. You can it becomes virtually invisible on the bait. It's really lovely. Try not to drip mussel juice all down me. So there we go. That is now a compact mussel bait. I think Becky's just got another one. I think she might have another place. Well, her first place. Yeah, Becky's got a place. Nice. I'll have to reel in a minute, won't I? Now we're going to get our bottom hook. We've left space for these mussels. And I'm just going to nick that through the mass of mussels we created. There we are. And we're going to whip that on. Right, so we give this a good whip, holding it onto that hook. So the elastic is pretty much what is holding this mussel on. There we are. And then that tool just slides out. And there we have our lug tipped with 3 mussels. Those mussels are actually quite big. I probably could have got away with using 2 there, to be fair. But anyway, time to get the other hook baited up. Get one of those rods reeled in, get some fresh baits. Before I reel in, we're going to go and take a look at Becky's fish. She actually had a double shot of Flatties. She says one's a flounder and the other's a Plaice. That's what we came for, isn't it? Looks like it's going to be a good day. How often though do you say that after the first couple of chucks have gone well? Things change, but today the conditions are so good I can't see that happening. Let's take a look at these fish. All right, Becky. Here we go. Fame. YouTube fame.
First cast.
There we go. How's the light on them? Yeah, we can see. That's good. First chuck. Look at that. Chuck. You had a doggy on your other rod as well, didn't you?
On the first cast.
Lovely stuff. So we're hoping for more of that today.
Oh, should be.
I can see Aaron's just gone to get some water for his bucket, so maybe he's had some more fish. But
I think it's going to be a pretty silly day, to be honest, with Plaice.
I hope so.
I think there's going to be quite a few Plaice and some bits and pieces.
Yeah, because we were just saying earlier, weren't we? It was about this time last year we were down here when we had that session with 50 odd between us. Yeah, so if you're watching my channel, guys, that video is called Plaice Fishing Paradise from a year ago. And yeah, we had a really good day that day.
Literally the same time of year pretty much, isn't it?
Yeah, it was. Decent tide, similar weather.
But there was, last year we had more May rot. Because last year the May rot had started and it was proper.
It was awful last year. But the sea's pretty clear today. It looks like there's a little bit of scum at the edge, but very, very minor.
Very little, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's not much at all, to be honest.
Yeah. Just checking out what Aaron's doing down there. He's just getting water, yeah.
Yeah, he's getting water.
Yeah. Cool. Well, I need to go and reel one in, get some fresh baits out.
Yeah.
I've just baited up with mussel as well as lug, so see how that goes.
I've got some razor. I'm going to try that today because I've got fish on razors here.
Yeah. Yeah, I brought some frozen razors down as well, so I've got razors, mussel and lug today.
We'll try a bit of peeler later.
Yeah. And you've got rag as well, fresh, lovely fresh rag, haven't you?
Nice rag.
Cool. Grand. Right, well, I need to go and get reeled in.
Yeah, hopefully you'll have a few.
Yeah, fingers crossed, eh? I'll leave you to get that hook out. Right. Okay, guys, let's go and get reeled in. Well, time to reel the first chuck in. That's the one on the right here with the grip lead and the single hook clip down earth. Have we got anything? I haven't been watching it, to be honest, to know if we've had any bites. Feels pretty light. Well, guys, there's nothing on it, but we'll take a look, see if the bait's been attacked. Can't actually see any bait on the hook, which is slightly disturbing. Because if it's been stripped, that's not a good sign. Stripped, absolutely stripped clean, that. Well, I'll have to not leave it out quite as long. Let's just put that on there. Look at that. Every single bit of that lug has gone. So a little bit more elastic, a little bit less time out at sea. Try and make sure that it doesn't get stolen. Anyway, let's get the other one out. So I've rebaited my earth rig. Got a bit out of breath. I just went down and got some bucket of water from the sea. It's still a long way down. Excuse me. So it's time to reel in the other two at loop rig. This is the one with the plain lead. And it's definitely swung around a bit and gone a bit slack. Let's see, have we got anything? Aaron's just going to cast out again. Hopefully this one's not stripped like the first one. Yep, we got one, so I'm going to walk down and get it. So what have we got, guys? Well, it's flat, but it isn't spotty. We have a beautiful flounder. There we go, look at that, guys. That is a lovely fish, very welcome after my last session being a big fat blank. And there we have him. So flounder's in the bucket, and I've got the clip down earth rig there loaded with that lug tipped with razor fish ready to get chucked out. Now if the fishing stays like it is, I might actually switch this out to another 2-hook rig because the others are catching a little bit more than I am. Maybe that's because they're better at fishing, who knows. But if distance doesn't prove to be a real key, then we'll stick another 2-hook rig out to give ourselves a better chance. Got plenty of bait, so hopefully we won't run out, but I'm going to get this one whacked out, see if we can get that next fish. Well guys, just a little bit of feedback on that clip down earth, which had that bigger bait than I normally put on it. It definitely span on the cast, so it seems really suited to small worm baits that are going to tuck in a nice straight line behind the lead. But with that bit of razor fish on there, Aaron's just got another flatty, that bit of razor fish on there, it spanned good and proper and killed the distance on the cast. So that's a good point. I'll just be sticking single lug on there from now on. But for that kind of bait, flies like a dream. And we're just going for a walk down the beach. We're going to see this fish Aaron's got. I did think he was walking all the way to Brighton earlier, so he's a bit of a way down the beach, so I'll bring you back when I get down there. So here we go, guys. This is a look at this place. Beautiful spots on this one. Let's take a close look.
It's not massive.
No, but it's beautifully marked, isn't it?
I thought it was bigger because I brought in all this with it.
Lovely crack off. Hopefully you can hear Aaron all right. I've got the mic on, but it should be picking him up. So you've got a 3 lead.
3 lead, that's right.
Is that a 4 ounce though? A bit light, isn't it?
Yeah, probably. I prefer 5.
Yeah, same.
I discarded that later on.
Yeah. So that was on a pretty long snood, your fish there?
Yeah, that's about...
Is that about 4 foot?
Yeah, about a 4 foot snood with a 2 foot up and over.
Yeah.
On the Trident.
Oh, the hangover, yeah.
Clips, yeah.
Get up there.
Yeah.
Hopefully that's coming out in the camera.
Yeah, very,
and then you've got the bucket lead.
Yeah, just only on that one. On the other... Actually, I'm trying a bit of both. I've got 2 with a bucket lead, and then I've got another 2 rigs with just a 5 ounce grip.
Yeah.
So yeah, seems to be working right.
Well, that flounder I just had was on the plain lead.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we're all between us all. We've all had flatties now.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it?
Yeah. See the
hopefully I don't get a dog. I don't want a dog.
Oh, I've had 3 of them now.
Oh.
But
at least you're just showing off.
No. I mean, I know it's still a fish, but fish is a fish, isn't it?
Fish is a fish. That's true. I'd rather a dog than nothing. But
yeah, that's it.
This place has been infested with dogs the last 6 weeks.
Yeah.
So
well, very first cast, rod went bing, bing, bing.
And you think, oh, dog.
Plaice, here we go.
Dog.
Dogfish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Well, there we go, guys. We've seen some spots on camera now. Aaron's and Becky's. Just none for me yet, but I've had that flounder. So it looks like it's going to be fantastic. Well, guys, we're going to unhook this flounder. Becky's just had another bite. It looked like it might have been a dogfish bite. She's reeling that in. So we're going to unhook this guy through the gills. So I always use this little mini snood clip when I'm using a loop rig on the bottom snood. So I've just unclipped the fish. So see how big it is. 29 centimetres, that's not bad. Let's get the bait out of the way. It's nailed that lug, hasn't it? Right, so we're going to go very gently up through these gills, making sure to go above the gill plates there. And then we can get this mini sleuth clip into the forceps. Pull that back through. It's going to be a bit trickier with the pop-up. Oops, I've let it go. Oh, she's got a double shot of flatties. That's nice. Try that again. Not get distracted. Let's get the lug off. There we go. That's better. Right. So up through the gills. Just making sure I go above them. Let's get that bead come through. Come on, open your mouth. So we've got that through the gills, and I'm going to pull, and we should be able to turn the hook. There we are. so that hook's turned, and we're just going to pop it out. Right, can I do it just like this? That's it. There we go. Out. No blood, and that flounder is good to go back. I'll pop him in the bucket, let him recover from that little surgical procedure, and then we can clip our snood back onto the cascade swivel, and that is good to go back out. So I'll just give my box a wipe because I don't want to sit on fish slime, and we'll get that rebaited and get another one reeled in. I've only had 2 casts, or reeled in twice I should say, and the others have been catching loads. I've been walking up and down the beach seeing how they're getting on. So I'm going to focus a bit more on the fishing now, get some baits back out there. Well, I think I might have something on the right hand rod here. I cast it slightly that way, but it's moved round. It's got a grip lead on, so I'm guessing something's moved that lead round. Let's hope it's not a doggy, because I've caught my fair share of dogfish recently. Let's see if there's anything on it. This one I'm reeling in now is that single hook earth that span on the cast, which killed the distance on it. So there's only one hook on here. All right, I'm quite near the edge now. I can see the leader. Thankfully the tide's coming a bit, so I haven't got to walk down as far. Do we have anything? That's the question, or is it just the grip lead? Oh, it's just the grip lead. Something's had a right go at that. Something's munched the razor fish there, because that is not looking like it did when it went out. Anyway, let's get the rig swapped over. Two at clip down, loop rig, baited up with those fresh lug. This is the one rig I caught the flounder on, and we got some beautiful lime green pop-ups on this one to go with that plain lead. There's the baits ready to go out. 18-inch snoods on this. Let's get it launched to the sea. I think it's fair to say I'm being well and truly outfished at the moment. Becky's just reeled in another one. She must be on about half a dozen by now. Aaron's had quite a few. Well, I think I've seen him had three flatties, 3 dogs I think he's had. Me, 1 flounder. Been chatting too much. It's part of my problem. In a minute I might go and have a little spy on Becky's rig, see what she's doing different to me. But I've just switched out my clip down earth rig to a 3-hook loop. I thought I'd try and get a bit more scent trail going. I've got plenty of bait today. If I run out, I'll just go home. We'll see if there's anything on this one. I do try and explain what I'm doing in my videos. Doesn't mean I'm any good at it. I just tell you what I'm doing and you can judge for yourself whether it works well or not. There's quite a few people fishing down here now. We were the only ones on the beach when we arrived. But who can blame people, eh? It's glorious. This guy come down with his family by the look of it. It is school holidays at the moment. Wow, something's had a go at the top hook. Nothing's had a go at the mussels that I put on the bottom. I need to up my game, clearly. Right, I'll get the 3-hook loop rig chucked out, and then I'm going to go spying. Right, time to reel in another one. I've just spoke to Becky. She's been very nice, given me a couple of her rigs, so we'll have a look at those in a bit. Put them on the box for now. In fact, I haven't got a spare rig baited up, so I'm going to do that first, get one of Becky's rigs out, and then reel in. Right, so I've got Becky's rig here. We've got 15-inch snoods. We got just a bait stop with the sequin there, and one of the differences is Becky's used 2 of these little rubber stops to hold the sequin in place, and I've only used 1. It's much stiffer with the 2, so that might be holding the bait in place better than my rig. And it's a loop rig, so at the bottom here we've got the cascade swivel and exactly the same bait stop setup. So these are size 2 hooks again. I think she might have said these were phantoms rather than saltwater champions, because saltwater champions were out of stock. But it's a very similar rig, a bit more delicate perhaps than mine because there's no pop-ups on here, and I think one of my rigs doesn't have pop-ups anyway. But we're going to give this a go. I've stuck a 5-ounce plain aero lead on the bottom because we haven't got a lot of tide at the minute. We're going to get one reeled in, get this one launched out. So we get this one reeled in then. Becky's just reeled in 2, not 2 fish, 2 casts without fish. So it's not just me. Well, I can tell you now there's nothing on this. This is very light. This has got the plain lead. I've still got that flounder sitting in the bucket. I was waiting for the tide to come in a bit before I set it free. So I didn't have to walk quite so far down the beach carrying a bucket of water. I was wrong about how many Plaice Aaron had. It's 2 Plaice and 3 dogs. Not 3 Plaice and 3 dogs like I said earlier, but still. I think it's fairly safe to say they are both out fishing me. Becky's been bringing in quite a few double shots, which is lovely to see, of course. So I know the fish are there. So hopefully, the switch over of rigs. She reckons there's a bit of tide. That's good. That's what we want, a bit of tide. Yeah, again, nothing on here. So we get this reeled in, and we get Becky's rig chucked out. So there we go. That's Becky's rig all clipped up, ready to go. I think the bottom snood actually looks a bit longer than the top one. So I might give that a measure later if this one works. And then I can copy it at home, can't I? You know, plagiarise the rig. But if it works, it works. It works better than the ones I'm making. All the best. Oh, my watch battery's telling me it's died. It's because I was sleeping in the van last night and didn't put it on to charge. Oh well. It's life, isn't it? Don't really need my watch. Right, let's get this out. And there we have it. My mags are set to 1 and that did not lift at all. That's how good the conditions are today. I might even loosen them off. In fact, I'll do that now. One more click off. That's set on a half. That's living on the edge. So here's the flounder from earlier. It's been in the bucket quite a while. Let's take him down, pop him back. It's not too far to walk down now. We'll set him free. Hopefully catch him again. Right. Let's turn you around so you can look at the sea. There we go. Off to fight another day. That sea is beautifully clear, I have to say. I mean, not crystal, but pretty good. Right. There he goes. Always lovely seeing them swim off. Well, just had some refreshments. Becky bought me a lovely jam donut, which I've just had a cup of tea. So I've been neglecting my rods for a little bit. But it's time to reel this one in. This is the 3 loop rig, I think. Might be under the other one, we'll have to see. But the fishing's just gone a little bit quiet. We're sort of mid-tide, I think. 25 to 10. That's closer to high, actually, than I thought. And we're still only on the 1 flounder. There's someone just going past on a kayak. Got a fishing rod out. Lovely to see everyone out enjoying the sun. It is absolutely glorious. I think I've said that too many times now, but it's very true. You don't get much nicer days on the beach than this, really. Not too hot like it can get in the summer. Just right. I'll be taking my jumper off in a minute, putting some more sun cream on my arms. Nothing. Let's see if the baits have been attacked. Like as I said earlier, Becky's reeled in a few crabs and I've been getting stripped hooks. And yeah, this has been mullered. The bit of mussel I put on the bottom's left, but the worm, virtually every bit has gone. Top hook's completely clean. Look at that. So I definitely left that out there too long because I was enjoying my donut and cup of tea. But I need to work harder, clearly, to make sure I've got baits out on the hooks, not being munched by pests. I thought I had a few little pull downs on it, which probably was a sign of crabs because they weren't really decent enough pull downs for me to think it was a fish. Got a bit of twisting. Right, so let's check the drop length here. Yeah, but there we go, 2 loop rig with those lime green pop-ups, which I really like, all loaded up, ready to go. I'll just put my thumby back on. I think I'm going to cast this one from up here. We've still got a bit of space down the beach, but it's a bit of a steepish bank, and I reckon I'll get a bit more distance by staying up the top this time. So we'll get this whacked out from up here. I probably got to cast slightly to my left to miss the other line. Right, good to go. sure I'm happy with where the lead sits. There we go. Oh, that lifted. Maybe I just add a little click to those mags. It's the £15 green blaze line I've got on this reel, which I really do like. I got it on the use it in the £20 version on my Pen Fathoms, and it's my go-to line for when I'm out in Norway. Right, there we go. Clear those little loops out the line. Make sure that goes back on nice and tight. We don't want it to lift on the next cast. What can I say? One flounder for me. We're going to reel the left one in. I definitely haven't left it as long this time, so let's see if we've got any bait on here. I just had a phone call from Tony McDonald, who knows this venue really well, and yeah, well, let's just say we chatted about how things are going. He's fishing a match down here in a few days, and he reckons he's going to be targeting the dogs because the Plaice are really for the big casters. We've got just over an hour till high tide now, and there's actually bait left on the hooks. It's been attacked. There's something having a go at that for sure. Those pesky crabs. But obviously I left that one out about the right amount of time, because there's still a reasonable-ish amount of bait on the hooks. So I get this one all ready to go. Need to put my thumbie back on before I cast this out. There hasn't really been much tide pull, to be honest. I was expecting more, because it really can rip down here on the bigger tides. But not so today. I'll get that right, there we are. Right, that's all ready to go. This is the rig I scrounged off Becky, one of them. So it's the lucky rig. That's what I'm going to tell myself. The lucky rig is going to pick up the lucky Plaice. Right, let's get it out. The mags are on a half on here. I think there is a bit of tide now, because that one actually has swung round to the right. That's got a plain lead on it, so we'll see how this one gets on. In fact, what I'm going to do is go the other side of the camera and cast it from behind you. I'll turn you around. Hopefully you're going to still be reasonably level. Right, let's get the baits out. They're out. They are out. Sometimes there's only one thing for it. Bacon. Now you're probably wondering why on earth have I got my frying pan in a plastic bag. That's because when it's greasy later, I don't want it going back in my box covered in grease. So I'll make sure that bag doesn't blow away. Partly because I want it, and partly because I don't want litter either. Just watching my right hand rod for a second. It's plausible I might have had a bite. It might just be because I've got a plain lead and the tide is rolling it around a little bit. Anyway, here we go. Pan. We've got, now if you're using a jet ball to cook, absolutely essential is the little pan stand you get for them. Right, and a bit of oil. My culinary skills. Oh my God, I've got a bite. Typical, isn't it? Just as I'm cooking bacon. You can't see my rods, but I've got a bite on the left-hand rod. That's the one with the grip lead on it. Hopefully it'll be a Plaice and it'll take it down. Typical, catch one fish in 6 hours, maybe just under 6 hours. And then as soon as I start cooking, I get a bite. Come on, fish. Do your worst. There's definitely some little plucks there though that were too big for a crab. I'm hoping that's a plaice. That's what I came for. That's what I've been trying to catch for the last 3 months. Have you noticed on my channel? Plaice, plaice, plaice. Trying to catch a plaice. Trying to catch a plaice, catching dogs. I haven't seen any decent catch reports of plaice yet this year. There it goes again. Right, we're going to take a pause in the cooking. I'm going to deal with that bite and then we'll come back to the bacon and get it crisped up in a minute. Right, let's see if this plaice has hooked itself. It's typical, isn't it? You start cooking and it all happens. The most action I've had all day because I didn't even see the bite from the flounder. Get this all clipped up ready. I can be as quick as possible once I've reeled it in to see if it's on there. Yeah, there's some weight on this. Oh, I think we got one. Yeah, definitely something on here. Becky, I think I've got one. Just hope it's not a dog. It's definitely pulling back. Oh, maybe I'm reeling the other one in. That'd be bad. Yeah. Oh well. Still might be a fish on here though. The other one has gone a bit slack. Well, we have got a fish, a double shot, and the other line. I think it's one on each, I think. Yeah. Right, let's get this sorted out. What a little mess I've got going on here. That's what happens when you try and cook bacon. Right, I've unclipped them. One of them doesn't look too bad actually. There we go, look. I'm going to go and save my other line and pop these guys in a bucket. I'll see you in a bit. Oh, all the action, back to the cooking. So it all happens at once, doesn't it? Catch one fish all day and then you start cooking your bacon and you get a bite, you catch your other line and you get 2 fish, 1 on each rod. Whew. I have to cook bacon more often, that's the moral of the story here. That's sizzling away nicely. Whew. Oh, a bit of old bait, get that out of the way, I don't want to sit on that. Right, where were we? Cooking bacon and having a cup of tea. Cheers. Do you believe it? I've got another bite. It's because we got that bit of tide run picked up. It's great. I'm hoping that Plaice is just sitting on that bait because the bite stopped. But I did have one quite nice pull down there, followed by a smaller bite beforehand. So hopefully the nice pull down was it taking it down, realising it's hooked, and now it's just sitting there. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Crisp it a little bit more, then I think we're good to go. Yum yum. Right, let's fill some rolls up, get everyone their early lunch, and then we'll check out that bite. Here we go. Bread roll. 1, 2, 3. Oh, gonna get that down us. See you in a bit, guys. Well, guys, I've nearly finished my roll. I've just delivered rolls to the other guys. So in a minute, I'm going to reel in that bite I had while I was cooking the bacon. It's like you go for hours with nothing happening and then boom, 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 boom. Everything happens at once. Not that I'm complaining, it's good fun. I just hope it hooked itself because I didn't stop cooking the second time. I haven't even got a spare rig ready. A couple more bites, then we'll get it in. I'll see you in a second. So I've just baited up my spare rig. We're now going to see if this fish hooked itself. I hope so. It'd be nice to land place number 3, wouldn't it? Oh yes, we got it. Another flatty. Flounder this time.
Another flounder?
Yeah, another flounder. There we go, guys. I think it's fairly safe to say the fish have decided to feed. That's 3 fish and 3 chucks. Get this one in the bucket. Get some baits back out. But there we go. What a beautiful little fish. Let's get him in the bucket. Well, it's time to reel the one on the right in now. I baited up that rig I caught the flounder on, which is the 2-at-loop rig with those loomy, well, they're not luminous, the lime green pop-ups on. I haven't seen any bites on this one, but I've got hope now because we picked up those 3 fish in quick succession. I've got to pop back to my van in a minute. I've been down here recording so long that the battery on my microphone receiver is running low, so I need to go and get a battery pack so I can charge it up. Typical, eh? Just when the fishing kicks off a little bit. I don't think there's a fish on this. We're quite near the edge now and it's not pulling. Got a bit of glob on that knot though. No, nothing. What about the bait? Top hook, almost stripped. Bottom hook, half stripped. So still crabs out there. A little bit of weed in the water now, I'm just picking up. Right, let's get this one out. So the rig that did the damage for the flounder. Woohoo! Let's get the baits back out. So I'm walking quite a bit this way because the tide's running that away. Right, time to hit it. Lift it a little. Ooh, like to play it on the edge. It's alright, I've got a spare reel in the van. Anyway, the baits are out. Time to sort these fish out that are sitting patiently in the bucket. I've unhooked them all, but we need to get those guys measured and sent back. But let's have a look at these fish. I'm not claiming they're the biggest beasts in the world. The first flounder I had was 29. This little tiny one is coming in at 23. Put him back in. This was the smaller of the Plaice that I've caught. 26. And the better Plaice, still not a monster. Tad under 31. Or maybe it's just touching the 31 line there. So 31 centimetres. So we get this 3 guys. Pop back. Look at that. You fish for ages and then they all come along at once. Let's get them free. Oh, we've got a real right to left tide pull now. It's definitely going the other way and it is pulling. It's time to reel in. Tide's well on the ebb. I hope I haven't snagged up with Becky here because this really has pulled right round. I'm going to walk quite a bit to my right when I cast this back out. Sticking with the plain leads for a bit. If it proves problematic, then I'll switch over. Got the grip lead on the other one, that is sitting nice and tight. I was just down chatting to Becky, she just pulled in another Plaice. So they're still around, there's still a chance of another fish. That wind's definitely picked up though, it's blowing straight in my face now. So I'll be tightening up the mags a little bit. That's going to kill the distance a tad. So all of a sudden that really has picked up. Right, have we got any bait left? Oh, it didn't unclip. That just happened to Becky as well. I hate it when that happens. Did not unclip. Yeah. Not to worry. Nothing we can do about it after the event. Right, let's get my thumbie on. Get this other rig out. Still picking up a little bit of weed on the line, just a tiny little bit. There we go. That is the 2-hook loop rig with those lime green pop-ups ready to go out. So walk down here and chuck them out. 3 more clicks on the mags because of the headwind we now got. And let's get it out. That's definitely taken some of the distance out of it. That was probably about 20 yards shorter than I was getting earlier. Didn't fluff up though. So I took 2 clicks back off mid-cast. Well guys, I just had a bite on the right hand rod. You probably can't see the tip too well. I'll just move that rod a little bit. Looked like another Plaice bite and the tide is absolutely ripping now. I think I'm going to have to switch out my plain leads for grips. That's how much tide we got now we're on the ebb, which is really good to see, and hopefully that is why we've seen these bites come back. I'm just going to leave that for another minute and then I'll bring you back and we'll reel it in. There we go, 605. Beautifully lip hooked this one as well, that's going to come out really easily. Oh, crikey. There we go, beautiful fish. I'll get him in the bucket. So this beautiful Plaice coming in 30 centimetres. I'm going to get this guy chopped back. So I'm going to take him down to the water and pop him in. Well guys, I've just started reeling this one in. And it does feel like there's some weight on here, so I thought I'd turn the camera on. Becky's just pulled out a couple. So we know they're still about. Obviously if there is a fish on here, I'll have to walk down. Becky's now decided to stay a bit longer. Yeah, it has. Yeah, Becky's just saying it fished better at low when we first got here than it has over high. Well, it did for her and Aaron. Not so sure it did for me. This just went a little bit lighter, which worried me. Maybe it was a crab on there. Felt like it popped off. Yeah, gone. I think that was a crab because it come off just before the edge. Well, bottom hook stripped. That's a shame. We'll never know what it was, but I'm going with a crab. Anyway, right, last chuck, last reel in. Let's see. This one did go out a little bit further. You never know, there might be something on here. I've just changed you around to face the other way because I realised you had the sun in your face. Cool, that is good and proper gripped. Let's see, have we got anything? It's a little bit weighty, but last time I reeled in it was a bit weighty. I'm pretty convinced it was a crab because it went light just before the edge. You know, a lot of crabs do that. They come in holding on. It's like, oh, I'm near the edge, I'll let go. I'm sure that's their thought process. I reckon they must think like humans, right? Pesky things. Anyway, let's see if we got anything on here. There's always a chance. I've had 5 fish, so that was the 2 flounders and 3 plaice so far. I say so far because we're still reeling in, still got a chance of another. Aaron's had 12, I think it is. 12 flatties plus some dogs. And Becky's on, I think it's now 13, maybe 14 plaice plus the dogs. But it just goes to show what those extra few yards of distance can do when you're out trying to catch the plaice down at venues like this, where distance is key. Still, I'm happy with my 5. It's not been on fire today for any of us, but it's been a reasonable session compared with my last one. A little bit of may rot starting to appear on the line now. That might be why it's got a bit of weighty, of course. Yeah, there's no fish on here. So it's probably just that rot that's starting to get picked up, adding to the weight when you reel in. Certainly not bad by any means, just tiny little globs starting to form on the line. That's the first session this year I've had that. So it's going to start setting in soon. Last year it was pretty terrible, yeah, but my hooks are absolutely stripped. So it'll save me picking the bait off. But it's not much good fishing with bare hooks, is it? Anyway, if you've liked the video, please consider clicking like, as I always say. Please consider subscribing. And yeah, it's been a good day really. I know I haven't caught loads of fish, but it's been glorious down here. I've enjoyed being out, and I really enjoyed sleeping over in the van to give myself a head start getting down here in the morning without having to get up quite so early. Anyway, I'll catch you somewhere else, and I might even head to Shoreham Beach next week, but it depends on the weather forecast, which is maybe not at the moment. We'll see. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.